The next distraction I want you to think about is other people. Now, this is a really tricky one. We want to be open and collaborative, we want to be helpful to others, and we want to maintain a sort of my door is always open policy. But is having your proverbial door always open really the most effective way to work? You need to think about this, how this is affecting your productivity. Now, this is going to be different for all of you, and it's going to depend on the nature of your job and how much you rely on teamwork, on sharing information, and how much you need to be available to help others or to get help from other people. So this is going to be really personal for you. But whatever your role, I really suggest that you think about carving out some non-interrupted time where you can work free from the interruption of your colleagues. So if you've got an office, this might be a door closed time during the day when your colleagues know that you're working and not to be interrupted. If you don't have an office, if you're working in an open plan environment, as so many of us are these days, then it might just be something that you have an agreement between you and your colleagues where you know not to interrupt each other. I know people that have had sort of like signs on their desk, like available, not available, so that people know when people are available to talk. Or it might just be that you let people around you know that now's not going to be a good time to speak because you're going to be concentrating on something. So think about what works for you and what length of time is appropriate. Another option might be that you use a meeting room to work when you really need to concentrate and don't want to be interrupted by others. Just want to make sure we're not getting into the habit of doing this all of the time, because as I said, we want to make sure that people know that we are a team player. We do want to talk to and engage with others, and we're not just going to shut ourselves out and be totally unavailable to anybody. So to help you minimize the distractions of others, what I suggest you do is be more proactive with your colleagues and be more proactive in terms of meeting times that you have with people. This is especially important if you're a manager and people are relying on you for information in order to get their job done. So what I would suggest you do is schedule some time to have quick catch-ups with your team every day. Now, you might not need this every day. Again, depends on the nature of your job. So think about you and your team and what they need. Maybe every day, maybe every other day, or maybe just a once a week sit-down catch-up. Put that time in the diary so that other people know that they are going to get that opportunity to speak with you, to get any information and ask any questions that they need. Now, this isn't going to totally eliminate people talking to you outside of this time, and you don't want it to. But it will just avoid people coming to you with those things which could wait. People might think, well, I don't know when I'm going to get to see this person, so I better ask them things as I see them, when I see them, and get that information from them. So just preempt that. Anything that somebody needs from you that's not immediately urgent can wait till the catch-up time that you have scheduled with them, whether it's the end of the day or the end of the week or maybe at the beginning of each week. That way people know that they can be guaranteed some sit-down time with you to get what they need. This also works the other way around, so not just if you're a boss, but for you as an employee to think about the information sharing that you're doing with your manager and to make sure that you're not constantly interrupting your manager with updates. Maybe that's something that you can make sure that you're carving out time to have specific updates with your manager. What I'm saying here is that this doesn't need to come from the top. If you're waiting for your manager to schedule meeting time with you, and as an employee you're frustrated either because your manager's constantly checking in with you about the status of work, or maybe because you're constantly having to interrupt your manager, well, don't wait for your manager to say, hey, let's have a catch up at the end of each day. You can be proactive and you can suggest that as well. As long as somebody does it, it really doesn't matter where this initiative is coming from.